Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. Could it be the end of Bruno Fernandes at Manchester United, or is that completely ridiculous? A very interesting conversation I had with somebody last night that I want to share with you. We did a video on Friday talking about the end of Marcus Rashford at Manchester United, whether it should be or it shouldn't be, and I suppose that result against Crystal Palace probably brings that more into focus. Where was Rashford? Was he injured? What is his future at Manchester United? Erik ten Hag will solve that. But on Bruno Fernandes, I think there is a more, not relevant, but interesting topic to say, where will we be under Erik ten Hag with Bruno Fernandes? We're going to look at his season and we're going to analyse it, compared it to Kevin De Bruyne and Mason Mount. And you'll see how bad Bruno's season has been. But somebody said to me last night, Bruno Fernandes, we don't give him a new contract. That new contract was because his wage was a lot lower than everybody else's. We give him the new contract, we put his wage up, and his performances don't improve. If we hadn't given him the wage and Bruno would have been unhappy and maybe forced to move, you pocket 60, 70 million pounds for him. Oh no, that's really bad. But actually, as we are now, would that have been bad? And should Manchester United have gone ahead, given a contract out, before they even knew who the next manager was going to be? And I think Man United are doing a lot of positive things at the moment. We're going to move some players on. We're restructuring the club. We've got a new manager. But was that decision, which was post-Ed Woodward, we believe, actually a big mistake? Because Bruno Fernandes is becoming more of a problem at Manchester United. I think when he first came into the club, he was a breath of fresh air. But if you spend enough time in a room with a virus, you're going to catch the virus. And Bruno Fernandes is suffering with the Manchester United virus. And the thing is, can Erik ten Hag be the cure? Because if he can't, there are warning signs about Bruno Fernandes and his total unsuitability for the way that Erik ten Hag wants to play. Ten Hag, when you look at Ajax and the way he wants to play, it's high possession, high chance creation, high line, and looking after the ball. You look at Bruno Fernandes, he is a Hollywood player. He's a quarterback. He's the quarterback that wants to throw the winning pass all the time. And I know I'm talking about NFL, American football, but basically as a quarterback, the ball comes out, you're looking for that long pass to throw it for a touchdown. He's not conservative. He is a risk taker. He admits that by his own admission. In fact, actually, an early stat I would say, Bruno per 90 averages 6.7 long passes per game. De Bruyne 3.2, Mason Mount 1.1. Bruno plays a lot of long passes compared to De Bruyne and Mason Mount, straight off the bat. That is not going to cut it under Ten Hag. Man United play a lot of long passes. If you look at the stats of our centre-backs, our midfielders, we hit a lot of long balls. Why do we hit a lot of long balls? Because under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, we were a counter-attacking team. Counter-attacking football is easy compared to possession-based football. Pep Guardiola, Jurgen Klopp spend a lot of time on the coaching ground, and they are elite coaches because they get their teams to be excellent at something that's very hard to teach. The way we played under Solskjaer was basic. You could do it on a Sunday morning. You get the ball, you hit it quickly to fast players, you play a deep line and you counter-attack. And this is where Bruno specialised at United, but he's still trying to do it under a team that's not going to do it. Can Bruno play possession-based football in a team that's going to camp on the edge of somebody's box with 70% possession and probe? Could Bruno Fernandes play in a Man City side? Could he play in a Liverpool side? Or would he end up frustrating their fans with how much he gives the ball away, trying to play ridiculous key passes that are not on? And this is going to be big, because right here, right now, Erik ten Hag's team and Erik ten Hag's vision does not fit or go hand in hand with Bruno Fernandes. And that's the big question. Is it time for Bruno Fernandes? Is the exit door beckoning for Bruno Fernandes? Not this summer, of course not. You're not going to give someone a new contract and then sell them. I think maybe a Rashford could go this summer and maybe that's the right thing. I'm talking about next season, because there can be there is such thing as the long goodbye. You can leave Manchester United, you can leave any club. And I think Bruno Fernandes is facing... People talk about Maguire, they talk about McTominay, they talk about other players, and yes, I think they're under threat. But Bruno Fernandes would be considered to be a key player at Manchester United. And I find myself thinking, how will he fit in? Van der Beek, I mean, he scored a goal for Everton yesterday. I mean, whether he played well or not, he scored a goal, and if you score a goal, oh, he's doing well. So he's going to come back. He's going to come back to a manager he's played for, who he knows his system. And I guarantee you, on the first game of the season, If Erik ten Hag wants to play a certain way, he's going to trust Donny van de Beek over Bruno because he knows Van de Beek will do it. Now, that doesn't mean that Van de Beek's going to start over Bruno, but if it did happen, what's Bruno's way back into that team? Bruno is struggling with an identity crisis. 18 months ago, even a year ago, people would say, well, he's in the same conversation as De Bruyne. He's not in the same conversation as De Bruyne now. He's not even in the same conversation as Ward-Prowse. He's struggling. He's really struggling. And you know what? He's a tenacious character. He's a positive character. He's somebody who keeps going, but that's not getting him out of prison at the moment. That's not getting him out of jail. He's in trouble. His career is in trouble. And he is one player that's going to go from end of the season to playing internationals with Portugal, maybe have a couple of weeks off, come back. And I think he's in for a reality bite. I do. And I think he is... People, like I say, people are talking about the Rashfords and the Maguires and all they're in trouble. I actually think Bruno Fernandes is a very, very easy player for Erik ten Hag to take out of the team and say, you don't play the football I want to play. You're not going to play. It's going to be very interesting. There is improvement. I think Bruno is of a quality that he can change his game, but he's almost become indoctrinated in the way of the Ollie way, where it's like, I've got to hit a long pass, I've got to hit a long pass, I've got to make something happen because we might not get a chance for 10 minutes. We're going to be a very different team. Bruno could come back next season and be on fire, but we're going to play high possession, and that means looking after the ball. That means you get the ball, and you don't try and play a blind pass 30 yards, which we've seen Bruno. You keep the ball, you move into better positions. It's going to be really interesting. But look, I wanted to just dive very quickly into this before I give my opinion. So, accurate forward passes this season, percentage-wise, 65% on Bruno, 65%, which means 35% of his forward passes are misplaced. So he's got a 65% success rate on his forward passes. De Bruyne is at 73% and Mason Mount is at 80%. I mean, De Bruyne's isn't great, but Bruno's is worse than that. It's not good. It's not good. Assists per 90, 0.26 for Bruno, 0.4 for De Bruyne and 0.3 for Bruno. So he's third in that again. He's coming behind too much. Loss index, 3.4 for Bruno, 2.1 for De Bruyne and 2.4 for Mason Mount. What's a loss index? Well, the highest score is the worst score because it's attacking actions divided by losses. So he's losing the ball more than them. We could already tell you that. Shots on target percentage, 31% of Bruno's shots are on target, 40% of De Bruyne's shots are on target, 33% of Mason Mount's are on target. So he's again low on that. Offensive duels per 90, 5.6 for Bruno, 7 for De Bruyne, 7.6 for Mason Mount. He's consistently below everybody. He's had a bad season. He's having a bad season. The season is over. New season starts. But you can't escape from the fact that Bruno is playing bad. You can't escape from the fact that a new manager's coming in that doesn't fit the way Bruno plays football. Therefore, you cannot escape the fact that he is a question mark going into next season. Now, I believe Bruno's got the quality. Is it the end of Bruno Fernandes? Is Bruno in danger? Not in the immediate future, but do I see a situation where next season he's spending time on the bench or out of position? Yeah. And if that happens, do I see a situation where Bruno's looking for a move? Yeah. Do I think that Bruno Fernandes could be leaving United the summer after this in a year's time? Yeah. Do I think he could be really successful under Erik ten Hag? Yeah. Therefore, I think it's a very, very big summer for Bruno Fernandes. And he's exactly the sort of player that should be scrutinised. It's very easy to look at a Rashford and say he's been terrible. Maybe he's not that good. Maybe it's time to part ways. And I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I also think there's an opportunity for him to improve. But Bruno Fernandes, I think you look at him and you go, well, he's just had a new contract. He's been a good player for us. But he's playing dreadful. He's been dreadful. He's a key player in that team and he's underperformed. And ultimately, his petulance and his style of football is massively grating at the moment and it has to improve. For me, Bruno Fernandes is a player that faces his biggest 12 months at Manchester United. I can see him being marginalised and benched. I can also see him becoming a revelation under Erik ten Hag. It's exciting, but it's also concerning as to where it might end up for Bruno. Get your comments in below. What are your thoughts on Bruno? Does he have a future at United, a big future, or do you see him being phased out? It's an interesting topic. Get your thoughts in below. Please smash a like on the video if you like this type of content. And don't forget, if you want to get one of these, the link's in the description. Thanks for watching. We do ship worldwide. I'll speak to you all later.